Welcome back to Lackawanna County Stadium here in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. Halftime now. Conestoga Valley leading the Strong Vincent Colonels 20-15. And Rick, we saw a first half, great deal of offense, and the teams responding to the other team's play offensively.
I think it was exactly what we expected on the outset. Two teams, Strong Vincent running the football, which they've done extremely well. Conestoga Valley running it and passing it, mixing things up and doing that very well. The thing that has been, I think, outstanding about the game itself is, as you mentioned, Mike, neither team has been willing to give it up. As soon as they score, the other team comes back and makes a big play and then drives the football down. And we have had a number of excellent drives by both football teams.
And we talked early in the pregame show about the Strong Vincent secondary would be tested. But they've come up with 3 interceptions today and really have done, a pretty decent job. They're just playing a very, very good offensive football team.
There's no question that Conestoga Valley is an excellent football team. I have been extremely impressed with the defensive backs of Strong Vincent, not only in their ability to run on the ball. As the ball's in the air, they close on receivers very well. If the receiver catches the ball, they hit them very quickly. And I think that they've created some real problems for Conestoga Valley in throwing the football because they're mixing their coverages. They'll line up like they're playing man-to-man, and they'll drop quickly into a zone on the snap of the ball, and vice versa.
We are at halftime of the AAA state championship game. Conestoga Valley leading Strong Vincent 20-15. The Strong Vincent band out on the field performing, and Principal Ed Grody told us it's going to be a special treat in this halftime show. Hopefully we'll be able to show it to you, a little dance routine. We have another timeout to take. We will take it right now as our halftime show continues from Lackawanna County Stadium. Stay with us. Welcome back to Lackawanna County Stadium, the site of this afternoon's AAA state championship game. Strong Vincent trailing Conestoga Valley 20-15. And let's take a look at some of the early scoring plays, or at least one of them. After the Bucks took a 6-0 lead, Strong Vincent comes right back. Quentin Orlando goes over, gets Strong Vincent on the scoreboard. And Rick, that was big because it got him right back into things. Excellent line search by the Colonels on that whole series, and particularly on that particular down. Orlando just got in behind him and fired into the end zone. Now we have an opportunity to take a look at some of the first half statistics between Strong Vincent and Conestoga Valley. The Colonels came up with 6 first downs in that first half, while Conestoga Valley had 10. But before we get to the stats, well, we'll take a look at the stats right now. Rushing yards, over 100 for the Strong Vincent Colonels, almost 100 so far for Conestoga Valley. The rushing has been very, very good by both teams. They've been able to, actually each offensive line has done a tremendous job blocking for their backs, creating excellent holes. Conestoga Valley usually has a split, passing and rushing yards, and again, consistent throughout the year. Look at those numbers, 97 and 95. Number of plays is very close also, Mike. And a good indication, the first 4 lines of the season, Strong Vincent running the ball, a lot less passing yardage, a lot of scoring, and so forth. Passing the ball, the 33 yards is deceptive. When they've passed the ball, they've been very effective passes, using them in situations, making nice completions, and they've made some big plays passing the football. Look for the Colonels, I think, to come back and do that a little more in the second half. Now, individual statistics, Quentin Orlando for Strong Vincent, 10 carries on the day for 45 yards. Tim Romansky, 5 carries, also 45 yards. Olson on the afternoon, 3 for 7, 37 yards passing, or 33 yards passing. Romansky, 3 receptions, 33 yards. So everything in the passing category has gone Dan Olson to Tim Romansky. For the Conestoga Valley Bucks, Brady Myers, 16 rushes, 101 yards. Tyler Demme got off to that really good start, made a lot of third down conversions on the afternoon so far. 8 for 14, having a good day, but he does have the interceptions, 95 yards. Fry, the big man with the receptions, he has 5 for 79 yards and almost broke 1 for a touchdown. We have about 13 minutes before they will kick things off again. Strong Vincent trailing in this contest 20-15. So we'll take a timeout on the field and return in a few minutes to Lackawanna County Stadium. Strong Vincent trailing Conestoga Valley 20-15. We'll be back with more as our halftime show continues in just a moment. Welcome back to Lackawanna County Stadium. We are at halftime of the AAA State Championship game. The Conestoga Valley Bucks leading the Strong Vincent Colonels 20-15. The Strong Vincent Band has put on some show already during this halftime performance. They have the crowd really into it. We're going to update you now on the Cathedral Prep score, the Quad A state title game in Altoona. Cathedral Prep playing good defense, and Mark Tate comes up with another big touchdown for the Ramblers, a 12-yard run. They're at the half in Altoona. Prep leading Central Bucks West by the score of 6-0. Rick, this could be some afternoon for Erie football if Strong Vincent can come back and Prep can hold on.
I remember back when the season started, people were talking about Erie football. And I remember people telling me that both Strong Vincent and Cathedral Prep felt that they had a chance to win state titles. Who'd have believed that 15 or 16 weeks later, here we would be, both of them playing in separate places for state championships.
And think about also the great year that Phil Glass had out at Iroquois, going far in the playoffs and winning a district title. So you had three teams with legitimate shots of winning, or at least playing for a state title. That really says something about the area football-wise. Now, you coached football for 11 years at McDowell before going full-time with basketball. Football really never got the respect. Do you think it's now it just has to get the respect from our area?
There's no question that people have to respect Erie football now, especially with the big wins last weekend over the WPIAL. They are the powerhouse, supposedly, of Western Pennsylvania football, have dominated for a lot of years. Now two Erie teams have put together fine football teams, beaten two very good WPIAL football teams, and earned for Erie football a great deal of respect.
You know, 1988 was the year that the state football championships started. So 4 years later, 4 football seasons later, the Strong Vincent Colonels and Prep Ramblers playing for titles this afternoon. Prep, of course, advancing far last year. The first year both clubs in the championship game. Why do you think it took so long for the Erie area to get some recognition?
I think the first 2 years that they had the playoff, the format was different, and it made it difficult for Erie football teams to advance. I think in the first round of the playoffs, they ended up with the WPIAL champion, and therefore didn't have any playoff experience giving them a chance to advance. Now, before they get to the WPIAL team, they've played a couple of playoff games. They feel a little more comfortable. They gain some confidence, and they're able to do a very good job. I also think that we have some excellent football coaches in the Erie area who have done a great job building programs.
Minna George of Cathedral Prep, Joe Buffalino of Strong Vincent have been exceptional football coaches over the years. Interesting thing about Joe Buffalino, he played his college football at Edinburgh. He played with Denny Crehan. Danny DiTullio was on his team. That must have been an interesting defensive backfield, to say the least. They played under Bill McDonald, and he played defense, but now he has so much involvement in offense. And he told me early in the week, I met him over at Tech. He teaches math over there. And he told me while he was an assistant coach at Mercier's College, he got to see some of this wing T while being a defensive coach, and that's when he really got interested while he was up there with Tony DeMeo.
He's done an excellent job in putting together his wing T. I think that every wing T is a little bit different, and Joe has given this wing T his own personal touches, and it's become a very potent offense, one that's very difficult to defend. And obviously, we're seeing that here today. The Conestoga Valley is having a very difficult time defending it. You always want to be looking for the football in the backfield, and as soon as you start trying to find the football, somebody's knocking you down with a block, and the ball's going the other way.
You're taking a look at Lackawanna County Stadium. Rick, it'd be great to have a football facility, or just this facility in Erie.
This is a beautiful facility, a great football facility, and it looks like a tremendous place to watch a baseball game also.
It would be fantastic. We have another break to take. We will take it now. The score at the half, Conestoga Valley 20, Strong Vincent 15. We'll be back with more in just a moment. Welcome back to Lackawanna County Stadium. We are at the half. The Bucks leading the Colonels 20-15. We're going to take a look at some of the other scoring plays of the first half by Conestoga Valley. This was a 17-yard run by Brady Myers. No, first we're going to look at the sneak. The sneak by the quarterback, Tyler Demme, to get the touchdown for the Bucks.
That was a touchdown where they showed us the power eye offense.
Now here's the running play by Myers. Some great individual moves, Rick, at the goal line to get in.
There's that option that Coach Cushone told us that they would show early on. It's different from the actual option. They're not, the quarterback's not reading the end. He's taking 2 steps. He's pitching the ball, and actually it seems like they're blocking the option man. And then he takes the ball, turns it upfield. Once he gets by the line of scrimmage, he's a very difficult man to bring down in the open field. He runs hard, he runs low to the ground.
The Bucks are back on the field. They lead this contest 20-15. The Colonels yet to make an appearance. You look around here at Lackawanna County Stadium, split pretty much between fan reps here, Rick. A lot of backing on both sides.
I was impressed with the number of fans that the Strong Vincent Colonels have brought with them. Very enthusiastic group. Very intense group, and looks to me like a fun group, Mike.
There's no doubt about that. Interesting when you look around at this stadium, when you walk into it a few years ago, and here come the Colonels now taking the field. I was at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, and as soon as I walked into this place, I said, this is like being back inside the vet. It's just like a miniature version of Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia.
This is just a beautiful facility. It's got everything that you could possibly want. 2 tiers. They've got the loge boxes. You could sit outside in front of your box.
You know, they told me earlier that the party box is right next to us, and I'm surprised you're still over here at the half. I thought you'd be over at that party box.
I tried to sneak away.
We still have about 40 seconds until we will kick things off here for the second half. The Bucks leading 20-15. Joe Buffalino going over some final thoughts with his troops in the end zone.
Mike, I think they're going to put 3 more minutes on the clock. I think that's a mandatory PIAA rule. They put 3 minutes on the clock, and both teams are required to stretch for 3 minutes prior to the kickoff of the second half. So we probably got at least another 3 minutes before we kick it away.
And that's what the Bucks are up to right now. They're circled around and doing their stretches to get loosened up. It's a long halftime. You know, by the time they get going again, it's probably going to be close to 25 minutes. That's a long time. How does that affect the two clubs?
20 minutes is a long time, and it gives you a chance to unwind just a little bit. I don't think that you can get too comfortable in 20 minutes. I don't think the coaches will allow you to get too comfortable. It gives you a chance to sit down, regroup, collect your thoughts. Coaches give you a chance to look at tendencies, talk about what changes that we'll need to make if we need to make any at all. And now the kids will come back, and in this 3 minutes, they'll get back into the flow. They'll do some stretch. As you can see, Vincent's starting with a little jog to loosen up. Their quarterback's throwing the football. And in that 3 minutes, I think the PIAA has instituted that rule because they recognize the fact that kids sit for 20 minutes, they cool down, they need an opportunity for their bodies to warm up again and get back ready to go. So the 3 minutes is more for safety than for any other reason. I think it's a good rule.
It is an excellent rule. Rick, what do you think Joe Buffalino told his club at the half?
I think Joe told them they were doing an excellent job. They have done, I believe, everything that he has asked them to do. The only thing that they've had a little trouble with is that option. And I'm sure that he's talked to his players about the option. They're blocking, though, the man that you normally option. And that's a different kind of look for the Colonels. So that they can make an adjustment to that. And I think that they need to attack the running back much quicker. Because, as Coach Cushone told us before the game, Ty is not a threat to go with the football. he's going to pitch the ball on the option. They don't give you a read, though, as to when it's coming, so that makes it difficult for the Colonels.
Tyler Demme has been impressive. That one step, the three-step, some people were saying he doesn't have a great deal of mobility. He doesn't need mobility. The way he fires the football, he gets rid of it quick.
Their offense, and you have to give credit to the coach, their offense is built so that he does not have to be mobile. He doesn't have to run. He can get set, 3 steps, throw the football. Everything that they run is a timing pattern. What I think has been advantage for the Colonels is that Demme throws the ball where he's told. I think the coach predetermines this is where we're going to throw the football. He doesn't look anybody off. He throws the ball where the coach wants him to throw it. And therefore, the Colonels have been able to pick off a couple of passes.
And the Bucks have dropped a few that were wide open, too, in the first half.
You know, even though they've dropped a few and caught a few, I still think the Colonels have done a tremendous job covering the pass. Mm-hmm. They're right there on the reception. They've been putting their hat on the ball. A couple, they missed a tackle, and that led to a big play. But most of all, they've been right there making the kind of plays that Coach Buffalino's asked them to make. If we see more of in the second half what we saw in the first half, we're going to have a fun 24 minutes, Mike.